Good morning, students. Just checking in. This is our first video lesson on the law of sines. So this will be about a 15-minute lesson, and then you'll be getting shorter math assignments too. So please feel free to email me if you have questions after this video. So the law of sines works when you do not have a right triangle. So an oblique triangle is shown below. There's two examples of oblique triangles. And that's when you have three acute angles or two acute angles and one obtuse. So notice that the large A is opposite the little a. The large B is opposite the little b. The big C is opposite the little c. So we're going to be reviewing essentially, I would say, this first lesson. You've been taught this in geometry and in algebra 2, the law of sines, to find missing sides and angles in a non-right triangle. So that just added an extra page here, so I'm just going to go on to this page. All right, the law of sines is essentially a proportion equaling another proportion. So you're looking at these ratios of the side lengths, and then its side opposite. So here's our first example from our book. So you might want to follow along from the PDF book. You can take notes from your notebook. You can download the PDF from Schoology and take notes like we normally do in class. So here's our first example. We have a side angle triangle, and we want to find the missing pieces of this triangle. So right now we have big C and little c. So we're going to say the sine of C over C. And then we have big A, and we don't have little a. So we're going to find little a first, the side length. So then our other proportion is sine of A over A. Now we substitute in what we know. Angle C is 63 degrees over side C, which is 56 inches, equals the sine of A, 46 degrees, over little a. So now we're going to go ahead and use cross multiplication. So we're going to take 56 times the sine of 46 degrees, equaling A times the sine of 63 degrees. So we've cross multiplied. We're multiplying these two pieces together and those two pieces together. So look like a little butterfly. All right, now we're going to continue on. We're going to solve this equation by undoing. So to undo, we're going to divide both sides by the sine of 63 degrees. So 56 times the sine of 46 degrees over the sine of 63 degrees. Now, the rest is going to be done with our calculator. We're going to type this in. Just make sure when you're using your graphing calculators or your scientific calculators that they are in degree mode. And when you're done, you're going to get a length of 45.2 inches. So my suggestion is that you would label that now on your triangle. So 45.2 inches. Okay, so there's our first missing item. Our next missing item is angle B. Well, from geometry, if you know two angles in a triangle, you can find that missing angle by the triangle sum theorem. And here's how it looks. So to find angle B, we take 180 degrees and we subtract out the two angles that we know. We know angle A, which is 46 degrees, and angle C, which is 63 degrees. And we simplify that to get angle B to be 71 degrees. All right, so go back up to your picture again in your triangle and label that of 71 degrees. Our last thing is to find the missing side length of B. So again, we're going to use our law of sine, set up a proportion. So to find side B, we're going to use the proportion sine of C over C equals the sine of B over B. And now we're ready to sub in. So that angle C was 63 degrees. Side C, which is 56, equals angle B, which we found in the green, right up here, 71 degrees, over little b, which is unknown. So we're ready to cross multiply and undo. So here we go. To cross multiply, we're going to multiply using that butterfly method. So b times the sine of 63 degrees equals 56 times the sine of 71 degrees. Now we're ready to undo. So we have to divide both sides by the sine of 63 degrees. All right. Again, type it into our calculator and simplify it, and we're going to get b to be about 59.4 inches. We've now found all three missing angles in sides in this triangle. Please know that you can pause these videos, rewind these videos, fast forward. This is more for you to be comfortable with our distance learning. So that's your first video. Great job.